What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been a while. Right?
I know, it's been a minute. I'm happy that you could do this with me. So, Ryan Vandal.
Yeah.
So how do you like people to call you?
Ryan Vandal's cool.
Ryan Vandal.
Ryan Vandal, Ryan.
Vandal?
Yeah.
Can I call you Vandal?
You can call me Vandal, yeah.
Okay. Why Vandal?
I don't know, kind of just like, well, one, because I like vandalize the dance floor. That was, I didn't come up with that, someone did.
I love it.
I used to go by an older name when I was younger, and I just kind of outgrew that, and it was more of like a specific, just like kind of hip hop vibe, and I was doing like a lot of like hip hop parties, and I was doing also a lot of different events as well. So like if people would hear my name, they'd say, he just predominantly just does hip hop. He doesn't do any other music, and then eventually it outgrew me. So I said, let me just change it.
Okay, I like it. So I see DJs. It says like open format and stuff like that. What does that mean?
So, open format, I guess it's a tricky word depending on who DJs or when you got into DJing. So I started when I was 11.
Wow.
My first pay gig was probably when I was like 12 or something, like $100 at someone's backyard or something like that. My neighbor's backyard.
Okay.
But open format is really like playing a bunch of different genres all in like one set. So I can go from like the Rolling Stones to a Biggie song to a Jay-Z song to Calvin Harris or whatever, kind of all in one set. It's basically you go in a room and I can DJ for anybody.
So it's like transitioning, right? The music.
Transitioning, reading the crowd, finding who likes what. Because people come to a club, predominantly you're only playing like hip hop and house for the most part.
Right.
But you're able to kind of adapt to just people that come that like certain songs from the '90s, from the '80s, from the 2000s, early 2000s. So if I could make one person say, "Oh shit, when I was in middle school, that was my fucking jam," or "This is my prom song," or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a talent.
Oh yeah, I guess
that's a big talent.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of time to actually I haven't mastered it, but it takes a lot of time to actually always improve on it.
What drew you to it? DJing.
DJing.
Yeah.
So I was younger. I was always like acting, singing, dancing, and whatnot. My mom still regrets that she signed me up to be have an agent because she's like, oh, you haven't been doing all these commercials and things when you were little. And that was the time. I'm a '90s baby, so that was the time where those commercials with little kids and babies that was popular. But yeah, I think just the love of music. I was in an opera group in the city, believe it or not. And
so you sing?
I sang. Yeah, I sing. I still sing, but I don't sing as good as I used to. I gotta get back into it. And yeah, I think it was just kind of just the singing and the acting, and that this wasn't at the time. It was not the cool thing to do anymore, and I was kind of sick of it. So I said, "Oh, let me just try DJing." I was at my uncle's 40th birthday, surprise birthday in Vegas, and they had a band playing, and the band was, there's probably about 200 people or so in there, and there's a lot of it really ranged. The age range was from 5 to 80. It was a huge age.
Yeah.
The band was playing, but people really weren't dancing. They weren't feeling it. So they went on a break. I asked my grandma, hey, can I hop on? Can I do something? They had a CD player. They had a bunch of funk music or whatever. So I put in Rick James, Jimmy Baby. And I got on the mic and I started doing my thing. And I don't know what I was doing. I was 11, 12 years old. But that started the whole DJ thing, basically.
That's fucking cool. Yeah. I mean, that's at 11 years old to have the balls to get up and do that.
Well, that's to see the acting and the theater stuff helped me with that.
Right. It makes sense. So, do you have a favorite genre that you like, or are you just open to everything?
Yeah, so
personally.
So I mean, what I would listen to in the car, or what I would play.
Yeah, in your car.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place with music. Really. It's when I'm playing in my car for myself, I'm not playing when I'm DJing.
Okay.
That makes sense. It's the downtime.
So what'd you listen to coming over here?
Oh man, what was it? I think Maroon 5. I don't know. I mean, I like a playlist that just keeps going. It's not anything. I didn't pick it. But yeah, there's so many artists that I love.
Okay. So who's your favorite DJ?
Oof, there is that's a hard question. Well,
Right, quick, bang.
Oh well, I say rest in peace to DJ AM.
Okay.
He was the fucking guy. You know, he was like the guy that really started the open format. He was the guy that was getting booked for $25,000 when nobody. There was no such thing as a celebrity DJ back then.
Right. Yeah, he was good. Wow. Okay. All right. So let me just quickly. I'll tell you. All right. So you were so helpful during quarantine, doing your DJ shows. Like, you were a light.
Thank you.
No lie. And that's the purpose of this interview, is to talk to people that have inspired me and to get into your brain. What motivates you? What keeps you motivated post quarantine? And just, fuck around with some questions, like dig in.
I love it.
And I appreciate you for doing this with me.
No, thank you for having me on here.
Yeah.
This is great. This is good. Good to catch up. Last time I had gray, blue hair?
You had blue hair, yes, right. So I did your hair, which was awesome. We had good time doing that. And now here we are, and I'm picking your brain.
I love it.
So you're working on a documentary.
I am. It's a 5-part documentary. Might be 10, I don't know, or 12.
Okay.
It all depends. And we're working on it slowly. Obviously, COVID is slowing it down.
Yeah.
As far as any new stuff and even like stuff that we had planned. But yeah, it's basically it's just kind of like what motivates me and how I kind of what we're talking about, right? Like how I got into DJing and why I do what I love and how I can inspire others to do what they love. And also show like the transition from when I was younger till now, and so on and so forth. So
I love it. So what motivates you, and what motivated you during quarantine?
I think for the most part, just staying busy and doing what you love is something that I always felt is important.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised the amount of people that hate their job or they go into work and they're like, oh. I gotta go again, so the first thing I would say is do what you love, or try to, even if it's not maybe your actual job, maybe it's like your side hustle or something that you're doing. Motivating me is, I don't know, it was just DJing, just playing music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was a dark time for a lot of people. I know I had, a very dear passing to me, a good friend of mine that I lost, so like I was telling you, like just staying busy and I didn't know how I affected a lot of people in a good way,
You did. I mean,
music is what does it, you know what I mean? I just play a small little part in the circle of DJs in the world, but if I could do my part and make someone smile or make someone, I guess families coming together, people partying, put me on the Bluetooth and
Nah, your lives were it, man. Like, it was great. Just like the interaction with everybody on, and like you get, like we getting on, like the people were on, and you're like, Laura, what's up? And it's like, I call my name.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, you can never show too much love, I say,
Yeah, no, I appreciate you for that. So right at the end of this chat between you and I, like, what would you want people to take away from this conversation?
I think that, like I said before, I mean, there's a lot of people that are dealing with a lot of negative things, but that are dealing with great things. I mean, the main thing is, I guess, people should always be able to have an open communication with each other in general. People should enjoy what they do. People should be around. Well, obviously with COVID and stuff.
Right.
But just be around good people and going into everyone's like 2020 is gonna be the fucking year, right? And then it's just completely.
Oh my God.
It was a complete train wreck. So, 2021 is cool. I mean, we all have high spirits that things are gonna open, and it's a good question though, because I've been in the DJ industry, the entertainment industry, the restaurant industry has been a complete mess.
Awful.
So that is a great question, because having people stay motivated, I want someone that's listening to this or watching this come out of it. I mean, just try to stay positive and try to be around people that inspire you, that motivate you, good people, and cut all those fucking people out of your life that you don't really don't have to be around. It could be a family member, or it could be your best friend, or it's like it's time to get those scissors out and just kind of this, you know, it's 2021, it's a new year.
Yep.
You know?
I like it. Yes. All right, so here we go. Okay, what do you want to be remembered for?
What I want to be remembered for? It's a good question. I don't think anyone ever asked me that. I do ask myself that sometimes, but I think someone that just tried to inspire people, that tried to, you know, I always like to bring out the best in people, especially when I'm DJing.
Sure.
You know? I think that a lot of people, like I said, are going through certain things, even prior to COVID, just in general. You know, people go out to the clubs or bars, they want to, or vacations, or they want to like relax and get away. So if those 2 hours, if I can give them some sort of like free, you know, they're not like in their mind thinking about what they're going to do the next day or what they just went through this and that. That's kind of like what I want to be remembered as, someone just playing good music and like spreading the good vibes.
I love it. So when you're DJing, do you get like a natural high from the energy of the crowd? Because that's got to be an intense feeling.
It's an interesting question. Yeah, depending on where. I just got off of a boat in March where I was DJing. I was actually on tour. They were supposed to be for a lot longer, but obviously due to COVID was cut short. This was like, I'd say like 3,000 people or so, 3,500 people on that boat, and it was literally just crew members because they couldn't allow anybody on the boat because this is when COVID actually like was beginning to start or whatever. Though that was just a party. Like that was, I was an open format. I was playing everything. I think I was playing, Smash Mouth, something. It was something that was like mixed with like another song. It was really cool. And people were actually dancing, having fun. It was a huge pool party. It was like, that was like, New York is like, you know, from New York. It's like at the clubs, people want to dance. They're like, everyone's too cool.
Yeah.
So that was something that I liked. Yeah, that I get like a natural high from seeing people actually have fun. In the city, sometimes certain spots, everyone's too cold. They're against the wall like this. They don't want to show their.
That's gotta like fuck up your vibe a little bit, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely does too, in a way. But you know.
Yeah, you gotta keep going, but.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on. You like foreplay?
Yeah, I do. I think it's to get like right. I mean, I don't know. Look, I guess it depends. But just going right into like sex is like, what's the fun in that, right?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why rush it if you don't need to? You know.
Corona or pyramid?
What? Hold on. I don't understand the question.
Corona or pyramid? I did my research on you.
Corona or pyramid? Oh man, hold on.
Cigars!
Oh, okay.
Don't you smoke cigars?
I do.
Alright, then I fucked up.
It's alright.
Bad. I thought I was gonna be so cute. I was like, oh, I did my research on him. He smokes cigars, and I'm gonna hit him with this.
Oh, you can re-ask him. You can say you could say like maybe what kind of.
What kind of cigars do you like?
I'm a big like Nicaraguan cigar smoker.
Really? Why?
It has more of like the pepper, the spice. The wrapper's darker, so it has like that kind of like spicy, intensive flavor, opposed to like a Connecticut wrapper cigar where it's like that's much lighter.
So I've heard of like Cuban cigars. Am I saying that right? So like, what's a Cuban cigar?
Yes, a Cuban is like the same. It's a mild cigar. I wouldn't fall into the Nicaraguan category because obviously it's from Cuba, but it's more of it doesn't have that like peppery, but it's still an amazing cigar. But sometimes Cubans could be overrated. I will say that.
Okay.
You get a $10 cigar from a good brand, and it could be a lot better than a Cuban that's like $40, $25, $30.
So what's the most you've ever spent on a cigar?
50 maybe. Yeah, that's not terrible. There's ones that are up there that are crazy, but you'd be surprised. I mean, just they have these like certain anniversary cigars that like certain companies will come out with, and those can get up there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not always about the price, you know.
How many siblings do you have?
I have, well, including me, there's 4. I'm the oldest.
Oh wow. Okay. Do you like them?
I love them.
Who's your favorite?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't know. I think we all like butt heads like every other siblings do, and we all have our own thing going on. You know, I have my own thing going on as far as my brand and my company. My brother has his thing going on. My sister and my other sister. Everyone's doing their thing. Everyone's happy, and you know, I can't really wish anything less than that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. What's your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment is, I guess, getting in my head and thinking like, I can do this and then just doing it. So I don't think there's one specific thing. I think the greatest accomplishment is being as consistent since 12 or 11 all the way to now. I'm about to be 29 on the 21st. That's in a couple of days. So just continue, just keeping like that longevity and relatability.
I like it. Okay, what's your biggest failure?
I got failures all the time. I don't know if I could pinpoint an actual failure. I mean, just for an example, like, I was on I was on Power, right?
Yeah.
People, that's a great accomplishment, right? And there's a ton of other ones. I was supposed to be on, I can't say the name, but I was supposed to be on something else that was actually bigger than that. And I got diagnosed with COVID. So, is that a failure? No.
A disappointment.
Yeah, but it's only just like, I guess people only look at like what I show them. That's why in this documentary I want to also show them like how much you try for one thing and then you don't get it. But you try to do 1,000 things and maybe get 5 or 6 out of those. It's just a numbers game. Just keep trying.
Yeah, that's it. I like that.
You can't go back. You can imagine how discouraged a bunch of people were with different things that you don't get to do, but
I like that.
Hustle. You just keep doing it, right?
You just keep going. Did you always? No, we're gonna pass on that because we kind of talked on. Did you always want to be the DJ? All right. If you weren't a DJ, what would you do?
Oh, that's a really good question. So probably a director. Yeah. I'm directing my own music videos, and I'm just coming out with a short film.
Okay. Are you in charge of the documentary? Are you directing it, or you?
Yes, I'm directing. I'm like, everything's going through me.
Yeah.
It's like my in-house production team that's doing it, so that's good. As well as all the other music videos, because I feel like with other people you hire, other companies, you don't really get like what you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
They always have. If you're paying someone a specific amount, they're especially their whole team, they're going to kind of come out like their vision, and it's hard to get your point across.
Yeah, I appreciate that totally. Who's your best friend?
Well, unfortunately, he's not here anymore.
Oh,
but that was my best friend.
Okay. Oh.
I have a bunch of best friends. I mean, everyone holds a certain place in my heart.
Yeah.
So, he was obviously very instrumental in my career and my personal life. And it's unfortunate,
Oh.
But I think I think that's something that everyone can learn when they lose somebody. That you have to just keep going, and you have to. That was probably the worst. I think that was the first person that actually like really kind of shook me up.
Yeah.
But then you think, hey, listen, this person, like, they want the best for you. So that's kind of what got me through quarantine, is like being really busy, staying consistent, and making you guys happy. That's really what it was. You know what I mean? If I wasn't busy, I'd be a fucking mess.
Yeah, right. Or you gotta have something to hold on to keep you going.
Yeah, and if I can make other people happy and go through things that I don't know what people are going through. First, I couldn't even see people. It was just like a bunch of Instagram names popping up. Yeah, and then I would get on live with people too, and it'd be cool. That's why I was doing the Zoom parties, because I can actually see people. I don't have like one specific best. I don't want to like.
Yeah.
If I say that, people are gonna get mad because they're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, thanks a lot, guy.
but yeah, no, I mean, I'd say shouts to. I'm not even gonna say names. Justin's a really, really good friend of mine. He's one of my best friends. So I'd say Justin. But there's so many. There are so many people that I'm friends with. So I don't want to single anybody out.
Is there one of them that knows more secrets about you than the others do? Or is it all you spread the secrets equally?
I guess it depends. Like, I mean, as you get older, right, and everyone got things going on, and certain issues that maybe I might be dealing with or dealt with wouldn't really. Maybe someone's at a different point in their life, or that's not relevant to them. Does that make sense?
Totally.
There's certain people you can say certain things to that they don't understand. But I mean, actually, I have a little bit of advice for this. If you really want to get an honest opinion about something, ask a stranger.
You are 150% right.
Right? They're not going to. They're not going to. They're not biased in any way, right?
Right.
So,
all right. So let me ask you this: do you have, if you were going to bury a body, do you have a friend, that one friend that would do it with you?
I'm not going to say it, but yeah.
No, you can't say it, but.
No. That person's ready to go. That was never going to happen.
Are you into sexting?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I've been really focused on like the DJ, like my career now, being busy, but it's like, you know, a little while ago I was like, you know, when things were moving, I was into sexting more. I try to like stay focused now on my path. I feel like I get in trouble when I focus too much on that.
I know, right? Me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta keep busy so I'm not like getting into trouble over there.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna ask this one because we're not gonna talk about politics, right? We're gonna move on.
All right.
What frightens you?
I think the unknown frightens me. That goes with family, that goes with friends, it goes with my career. I think COVID really instilled, as much as it tore people apart, families apart. I mean, you can imagine people be locked up in the house for months and for almost a year. I think sorry, I forgot. What frightens me?
What frightens you?
All right, I'll do that again.
What frightens you?
What frightens me is the unknown, right? What you don't know.
Yeah.
And a lot of things you can't control, but what you could control, you try to control it. So yeah, it's just not knowing, right? Not knowing what's going to happen after we do this. After 5 minutes later, things just randomly happen. So I think trying to enjoy the moment.
Yeah, totally.
Like what you have is like having a good time always is good. Yeah, I don't know. Frightening is it? So yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in God?
I do. I'm not super religious, but I definitely believe that there's a God, and yeah. Spiritually, yeah. I don't go to church. I don't practice that, but I do believe in that there's a God and spiritual. So,
yeah. Okay. Do you watch porn?
Not as much as I used to. I was like middle school. Yeah, for sure.
That falls in line with the whole sex thing,
thing. Yeah, right. It's like certain phases in your life.
Yeah.
Middle school, high school. You're like exploring with things.
Would you get an OnlyFans?
I would get an OnlyFans, but I don't know if it would be for that reason.
You could DJ naked.
I don't know how many people want to see that, but
you'd be surprised. I think you would have a whole slew of people that would be in for that.
Hey, you never know.
You make a fortune.
I gotta hit the gym and get my workout on. I'll be good.
You're perfect. What's your biggest turn on?
It's just people that can connect. You know what I mean? Whether that's like, physically or mentally, just people that are able to connect, I think mentally is a lot better than just physically as well, because that lasts for a long time. I mean, being a DJ, you can only imagine, how many people you see, in like a night, whether you're DJing or whatever, and, when you have a good connection with someone, it's like that lasts forever. Be the prettiest or the prettiest, gorgeous person in the world, and that's cool. But if you're not gorgeous inside and you have a shitty or you're too Hollywood, it's like not trying to deal with that. Even just as a friend,
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay. So when you meet somebody, male or female, is there one thing that you notice immediately? Let's start with male. When you meet a guy, like you're sizing them up, what do you notice?
I think it's a funny thing to say that now we're doing an interview because I'm doing most of the talking. But the people that do most of the talking, I say, the loudest person in the room, or the person that always wants to be like that person. I think that shows a lot of maybe insecurity or maybe wanting to just kind of be out there for no apparent reason, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. So when you walk into a room of a crowd, whether it's DJing, whatever, you're attending a function, you're kind of surveying. Yeah. I mean, look, there's get good vibes and bad vibes from everybody, but I think specifically it's for the person who stands out, and not everyone that's loud is someone that is insecure. But I'm not saying that, but I think that there is a type of person that you can tell by their personality, they're just doing too much. Agreed. And a female, what do you notice about a female, first thing?
I think it's just, I had this, this is going to be a long-winded answer, but I definitely had this thing where I would I'm like an open book. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I would literally just kind of confide in people, early. One time I went on a date, this is probably 10 years ago, So yeah, I was 19 or almost, and I was talking to this girl, and I must have like told her my whole life, and it was like, it's good and then it's bad because it really depends on who you're telling, right?
Agreed.
Like we just said before, like it depends on certain people can't have a kind. Let's say it wasn't anything crazy. You're just talking about things, you know.
Yeah.
Then they tell you things. So yeah, some people just can't handle a conversation, especially if it's strangers or someone that you're first dating, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or first meeting or whatever.
Right, and I imagine like now that you're further into your career and your success, like you really have to be selective with what you share because.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everybody's out. Not everybody's on your good side.
So, when you're entering a potential romance, you have to be really careful, right? I mean.
Yeah. Well, I always said like. I mean, obviously the DJ thing is out. I've been doing it forever, and it's getting. For some people, see things that ultimately. Obviously, the things with DJing always looks better than it actually is. You know, I mean, DJing is like a constant hustle, and a grind like every day. Like most of the things I do is not that glamorizing, sending out a ton of emails and phone calls and whatnot. But you're right. What people see is what they believe. So you really do got to be careful. You know, people don't have their true. You don't know their true intentions, like you were saying. Yeah.
Right. Okay, what's the biggest misconception people have about you?
I'm gonna have to. Can we get back to that?
Yeah, we totally can.
Yeah.
Where was your first major gig?
My first major gig. Wow, that is a hard. I don't know if I can. Well, I did a bunch of teen nights when I was younger. I did my middle school dances, but I'm talking about this was like really, really young.
Yeah.
One time, we're playing that song like "The Roof Is on Fire." It's like the reggae song, right? And they're all going around and whatnot. And I bought these speakers. This is when I was really like first starting. I was young, so I was like 12 or 13. And the speaker caught on fire because they were doing like karaoke without my permission. They went behind the DJ booth, and we had like a really powerful amp. This is before like power speakers. So you like they turned the amp all the way up, something like maybe with their knee or something, and the speaker like literally caught on fire. But I was playing that song, so everybody's like this, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And all of a sudden, like some lady like took a T-shirt or something, you know, it was like hitting the fucking speaker, and they put the speaker on the floor, the fire alarms went off. It was the whole thing. I thought I would got fired.
I'm laughing. That's not really a funny thing.
I didn't.
All right, good. I'm glad everybody was safe,
Everybody
right? Nobody got hurt.
It wasn't like it was just a little spark, and there was a little fire, but it was all right. But yeah, that was a funny moment. Of like, my first like gig. I don't know. There's been a bunch of crazy stories with that.
Oh my God. When you were a child, did you have a favorite toy?
A toy specifically. I would say like I was into like Disney. I liked a lot of Disney, the Disney movies. So we would go to Disney all the time, and I always get like Indiana Jones was like a big thing for me. So
cool.
I had the whip and the hat and the whole thing. We used to act it out. I think my parents got really fed up with those shows every day. Like, you know, my daughter puts on shows now. It's like I can watch like half hour, 45 minutes of it, but after that, I think I drowned my parents out. Like every day was a show. Every day.
Would you allow your daughter to go into acting or modeling or anything like that?
Yeah, I think with the right headspace, like kind of, you know, even if it's not me, it's if someone else that's guiding her like into it, and just, you know, because you have to be strong when you're going into this, like, you know, you have to have snakeskin, you know, and it's tough because after a while you can get beat up mentally when people are telling you this and that. That's why, like I said, being around positive, you know, people that are telling you the good stuff, your real friends. That's what it is. It's a mental thing, you know, and it's extremely hard. But yeah, if she wants to do that, I mean, she's very, she'll be on some of my TikToks, though, for sure. So we'll start with the TikToks, and we'll see what happens.
TikTok. Because TikTok's a life, let me tell you.
It could be, yeah.
All right, so who do you vibe with more, your mom or your dad?
I think me and my mom vibe my mom pretty well on different things, and my dad as well. Just like I can do different things with my dad than I can do with my mom. Okay,
cool. Doggy or missionary?
Oh, doggy. I love all these questions. They're right. They're all over the board. That's great.
Oh, I love it. Hold on. Let me get to the next one. Do you prefer to be in a relationship, or do you like booty calls?
That's an interesting question. I think as my career, I mean, you know, as my career kind of advances and whatnot, it would be great to be in like a, you know, a committed relationship. But also, I'm a single dad. I'm a business owner. I have my brand, and I have a bunch of other companies that I run. So you know, it's kind of like, one thing I will say, if you're in my life, like, you're kind of in my life. If that makes sense. Like, you're kind of involved with everything. Not like on the working side, but as far as like, you got to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, you're a busy guy.
Because it's a lot, yeah. So like, I'd say, like, to any advice to any of the girls that are listening, you know, that...
Pay attention!
No, you know, they gotta have their own thing going on. They gotta have their own life.
Yeah.
They gotta be secure. You know, you're dating a DJ. I'm around a lot of girls. I come in contact with a lot of people. I think if you're secure and you have your own life, you got your shit going on, then you're good to go. There'll still be problems. You know, obviously nothing's perfect, but
it's a relationship, sure.
You can't be calling me every 2 seconds and what am I doing and who I'm with and this and that.
Has you being a DJ been problematic in relationships?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
right.
Always, since I was like younger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And social media and relationships and being a DJ.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Because you gotta, like, you know, I just have like one account really. That's my, well, besides my company account, but I have like one like for my brand. Like, that's the DJ Ryan Vandal, and that's like, I do have some family on there.
Yeah.
Follow some people, but also it's just like for like I said, I'm open, I'm in the public, so everyone sees what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And you know, I gotta people comment, I gotta like, I gotta talk to people, I gotta do things. Yeah, but some people just don't like that. And it's, you know, dating a DJ or anybody for that matter, anyone in the spotlight. Most people can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you think Hollywood, you know, couples get divorced after what, a year, 2 years, a couple of years?
Yeah, that's.
And you think that it's different, right? Because they're used, you know, people say you want someone that could be in the same industry as you so they can get what's going on. I'd say actually that's the worst because they know what could actually happen with that.
So, like your potential partner, would you prefer them in the industry, out?
Out of the industry.
Yeah.
But you know, because also, it's also, I guess, a weird thing if you date someone in the industry and then you break up with them and then everyone knows them, everyone's in your business.
Yeah.
They know that person, maybe they work at a club that you DJ at or event. I try to keep it, I try really to keep everything separate in my life. Personal, DJing, all that, even the relationship. I mean, you can't control what you do as far as like being busy and whatnot, but hopefully someone could like, you know, I give people as much time as I can, and I think it has to be reciprocated.
Totally.
Phones work both ways.
Absolutely. Okay, favorite place to eat?
Oof, there's a couple. Some of the places I guess are closing down because of COVID. Well, I like, there is this place called Alamo Draft House in Yonkers. Yeah. I fucking love it.
Oh my God.
It's closed down now because of COVID, but that's a good place that I will go to sometimes to clear my head and watch a movie. Like what people do when they go out to the clubs, I'll do like in a movie.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool. Favorite place that you've traveled to?
Oh man, well, I DJ'd a wedding in Mexico in Playa del Carmen, and that was really cool.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Oh, I love burgers, I love pasta, I love tacos, and all that tequila and whiskey and beer. Yeah.
Okay. So you're married, single?
I'm single.
Okay. You have a child, right?
I do,
We talked about that.
Yeah. This is weird. Now, I saw it, so I'm not going to answer it. I saw it.
What's your body count?
I'm gonna have to pass. I don't know if people ever even say that. I don't know. We'll have to see when you do the other interviews if people say that. I'm curious.
I gotta ask them.
Yeah.
Have you ever had sex in your car? In a car?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How annoying was it?
Well, I guess it was annoying, but it wasn't annoying because sometimes you have no choice, right?
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't know what, I'm trying to think of why I had no choice, but I had to do it in my car. I don't know, it's funny.
Well, because it's good, right? It's like you're in the heat of the moment. It's like, we gotta go now.
That's okay, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So, yeah.
What's your favorite dessert?
I like pumpkin pie, that's my thing.
Oh, yeah, pumpkin pie is good.
I'm a big ice cream person, too.
Gelato?
Gelato's good.
Yeah, right? I like it, too. What did you learn from a previous relationship, whether it was romantic, friendship, business? Is there, like, one thing that you took away from?
Well, a couple things. So I think one thing is be very careful who you can trust. Always, like you want to show people, in any amount of people that you meet, you want to, you kind of have to. All right, I'll repeat that. So the question was what? What did I learn from any previous relationships?
Yeah.
I think what I learned from previous relationships that you always want to. You can't show everybody everything about your life. You got to put people in certain, compartments of certain things. This is my friends for this, other friends for this, whatnot. Relationships, whether it's tricky because someone's involved in your life and you want to have that. They're kind of involved in different things, but some people aren't always as good or as genuine as they seem to be. In any relationships I've ever been in, the honeymoon phase is a crazy phase.
Yeah.
Just take one person, take one day at a time with each person, whether that's a friendship or a relationship, because you never know. They could be gone 1 minute, they could be there the next. And if you cherish them and you love them, then take advantage of it and tell them you love them every day.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, it did. We got this last question. Do you see yourself getting married?
I think I do. I think it has to be the right person. I think we have to be on the same page. Having a daughter, it's a little bit different too, because that's a whole different thing for them. Yeah. But I don't expect that. Married, that's a whole different thing. But me having a girlfriend, that's my girlfriend. I'm her boyfriend. So that they don't have to get involved like on the family end of it.
Yeah.
You have kids, you can still go out and do things that you. A kid, I have one kid. Yeah. Just because you have a kid, you can go out and do things. I think that is I would say that's the one thing that when I, became a dad, I was like, oh man, not like my life's over, but you don't know what to expect, right?
Yeah, totally.
When you have a kid, you're like, oh man, there's certain things you can't do, obviously, like on the spare moment, like just going out and running all over. And I travel enough, especially with the DJing, so that's obviously hard on her, but so I try not to do that. Unless if I do travel, we'll travel together. Hopefully once all this COVID shit is over, we'll be doing some fun trips together.
Yeah, that's awesome. You work on music as well. Explain that to me. What does that mean when a DJ does this?
Yeah, so now like being a DJ is great, and you can make a great living from it, but also being a producer and having your own music, that's kind of how you start actually being known, having fans all over the world. Okay. So you start with the beat, think of something, get inspiration off of another song, maybe. And then you find, I either write it myself, songwrite, or I hire someone to do that. Then we collaborate. When that person can sing and that person has a right fit for the song, then they'll sing on it. If not, I'll get an actual singer, and then that's kind of how it would be. So.
How do you find somebody to sing?
That's like the hardest part.
Yeah. So who do you do that? Do you have somebody that does it for you?
Yeah, I have a team that helps me out with a lot. Like I have an event production company. Work in the mix, so that does all the weddings and corporate events, like on the high end side. And then I have my brand Ryan Vandal, and I have a couple of other things too. But I have a team, and the team kind of like works in all different areas of my different companies and businesses. So I do have people that help me out with that. Yeah. Give me great advice, and it's tough though. It's tough to find the singer. You have like some type of vision in your head that you say, oh yeah, this is what I want to put out there, how I want it to sound. Sometimes people don't get it. And I've been doing it for, people don't know, I've been doing it for like 5 years. Like just trying to like find different artists and people to work with. And I finally have a song coming out in the next couple of months. It got pushed back. but it was only good news. It's only going to be bigger and better.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. How do you come about finding the beat? Just how do you get inspired, I guess?
Yeah, so this specific song was more like a COVID song, for COVID, for people that lost someone or relationships in general. It's called Stay, and that's like I think that was very hard for me to write it, because it was like 2 hours in a session. I was a mess, because it was, I was thinking about my friend and other things and whatnot. So that's like try to gain from personal experience when you're writing a song. Most of the stuff want to be happy. Like the lyrics are sad, but the beat and the melody of it is kind of up tempo and happy. So it's a confusing song. If you just listen to it, you're like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I'll play it for you guys after so you can hear it.
Yeah, cool. And I just lost it.
Oh, you said maybe projects I'm working on.
Yeah. So music. Like, do you do like one a year? Do you do like and what does your future look like to you with music and DJing and all that stuff?
So like, obviously with COVID, right? Like the DJing thing kind of put me as like a big question mark. Like, I'm obviously still gonna do it. I'm actually DJing tomorrow, Valentine's Day. But actually, let's not put that in there, because I don't.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I don't want to say that. Yeah. All right. So
okay.
So projects, got it. What you said? You said what? The music.
Yeah.
The question was,
what does your future look like as far as music, DJing?
Yeah, so obviously with the COVID, like the DJing is like a big question mark, kind of. I mean, I'll still do it, and I'm still going to, and that's all I do. But with the music, people are always need to listen to music. So I think producing my own music and making my original songs, collaborating with different artists and singers, I mean, that's what the future holds.
Yeah.
Because I want Ryan Vandal to be like a big household name in the world. I think people judge things too small. Like, we're from New York, and we're like, all right, cool, but there's a lot more people in New York. I mean, the people that pre-saved my song, we have from all over the world, literally. I mean, India, the UK. I mean, the list goes on and on with people that I've just met. Whether that's online or through Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, so now what platform, like how do you get the music out there? Like,
there's a distribution site that most people use, and it would be Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram, Teaser. Well, it would be funny when I can say, hey Siri, play Ryan Vandal. Or Alexa,
Yeah.
And that would be interesting. Yeah, it's my first song, so I'm excited. But there's so many like on the back burner that's just kind of waiting to come. Because it's my first song, so I don't really have a huge like fan base yet.
Yeah.
So once I put the first song out, then it will be. My goal is to every other month, or like every 2 months, something like that, put a song out.
Wow. Is that for you? This might sound silly, but I feel like with artists of any caliber, they experience this. Do you ever get like emotionally drained after doing a song, and especially one that was a little close to home for you, that was sensitive for you? Like, do you feel like, ugh?
Well, yeah, I think maybe I was happy that it's basically done. It's just that there's a little tweaking. That's why it got delayed. But yeah, I do. Kind of. It depends. I mean, the songs I'm doing are very positive and happy. Most of them.
Yeah.
But with the song like that, I had to take a little break. I didn't want that to be my first song that came out, because it's not typically the music I'm going to be making. But I felt like it's a good record for people to hear, and I think that like the Instagram Lives did, I think it would help a lot of people listening to a song like this.
Yeah. So what kind of music do you want to do?
So a mix. I'll have like some music on like the EDM, future house vibes. Then I'll do like a hip hop record, a reggae one. Reggae dance, all just depends. There's going to be a bunch of different genres. I don't want to really exclude anybody. I mean, obviously you need to find your niche, but I'm open for my DJ, so if I can do that, then why can't I put out a bunch of music with different genres?
I like it. Next 5 years, do you have a goal? Is there a plan for you?
Yeah.
And do you believe in goals?
I do. I have goals every day. Just see I literally have this app. probably like 100 things a day. Just reminds me to do things, and it really helps because you got to start every day like it's like be like, this is the day and the end of the day, and that's how you work towards it. I'd say a goal that you can do in 5 years, you can probably do in a year or less if you actually work hard towards it. Now I don't. Be honest with you, it may sound stupid, but like this whole, I believe in like patience and like I don't like getting it right now, but want to work extremely hard daily. Yeah. Because I think that like helps. Like who knows what can happen in 5 years.
Yeah. So do you have a 5-year plan?
Yeah, I have a 5-10-year plan.
You do, yeah.
I'm not gonna go into details. It's probably other people,
it's okay.
watching and stuff. Other DJs. I don't want to give you guys any,
Nah. We gotta sit back and watch. We gotta wait.
Also, I just like. There's a lot of things that I do that people don't know too, so I'm excited for that. Yeah. I think it takes time. Yeah. So it takes time, day by day, and sometimes you see things and like for example, to get on Power, that took me I think 2 years or 3 years just to land one TV spot, but no one knew that. Right. They just saw me on Power,
So how do you go about doing that?
That's another secret.
Okay.
That's another secret.
Okay.
No, it's just like anything else.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. It's just working, trying to meet the right people, and networking. Networking is huge, and also just staying consistent with my brand. Yeah.
Do you want to do more TV stuff?
I do. That's in the works. Yeah. So that will be coming soon. Hopefully, some of my music can get picked up and scored in a movie. I think that would be good. I'll show you guys after this some of the songs I'm working on.
Yeah, cool.
I think it could be good for a score, even a TV show or a movie. That would be. That's one of my goals. Like I want to go to like a movie theater, and be like, oh wow, at the end of the song, end of the movie comes on, or like the beginning or a good part, and that's my song.
Wow.
And like that would be cool.
So that's really interesting because, right, so in the whole purpose of this is getting to know you and hearing that, like, I never knew that that's something that DJs could do. As ignorant as that sounds, but I didn't know. It's like I thought you just DJ.
Yeah, most DJs are producers. It takes a different ear, and a lot of people don't make it, whether they're DJs or producers. And as long as I've been doing this for, I've in no way, shape, or form made it. Maybe in like a point of my career I have, but there's a bunch of people below me, a bunch of people above me. It's just like I'm only trying to be better than myself. I think that too many people compare themselves against the next DJ, the next cinematographer, and the next artist, the next whatever. Just focus on yourself and like you'll be good. Like who cares what anybody else is doing? Put the horse blinders on,
And just keep going.
Just go.
Do you feel pressure from social media? Because social media is saturated with everything. Do you feel that, with all the other DJs and everything out there? Do you ever?
Yeah, I do. Especially when I'm like booking events or whatnot, and like certain people on my team are talking to people, and trying to explain. I think the hardest thing is with being such a saturated industry, and not just DJing, but every industry, trying to convey to them, hey, like this is a little bit different than some other people over here.
Yeah.
That's where you kind of have to compare yourself, or not compare, but just show like this is what we're doing here. This is a lot different than what this other, whether it's a wedding or whatever. You have to show your worth in some way or whatever without being like cocky or like super like Hollywood.
Yeah. So do you have? So your team is responsible for getting you bookings, right?
Yeah, and I do a lot of the legwork too myself.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, but yeah, people are whether it's talking on the phone or emailing with people or meeting with clients. Now everything's virtual.
Yeah.
And we have events coming up. We have a good amount in the next year and so on, and end of this year. So it should be. I'm excited.
Do you have a mentor?
Let's see. Well, Ryan Leslie is a good friend of mine. I know him for quite a while, and he's that's definitely someone that I look up to, and then I chat with here and there. He's the world's most connected person, but he that means that there's a lot of people that want to talk to you. So yeah, he's someone. Ryan Leslie.
Sorry.
He's good. Yeah, no, he's a good. He had that song, Addiction, Diamond Girl. He did the song with me, he produced Me and You by Cassie.
Oh my God.
But he's completely independent now. He made more money now than he ever did, being with like an actual label.
Wow.
So I met him a while ago, and he's super cool.
Wow.
He's someone I look up to. You know, like Gary Vee. So I don't like.
Saw.
Yeah, I met him once or twice. He's super cool.
Yeah.
But there's just other people, DJs. Shouts to Sus One. I mean, there's so many people that I like.
Yeah, that you could call up and be like.
Yeah, and everyone's like, you know, that's the thing about being open for my DJ. It's everyone's doing their own thing, and it's different. Like some people I can ask certain things. Shouts to Cassidy. Cassidy's a huge mentor. He's a good friend of mine too.
Mhm.
One of the reasons I started DJing was because of him. So shouts to him.
Wow. Okay. That's somebody, because I feel like I've seen his lives too.
Yeah, he did this thing called Pass the Mic. And
Yes.
Yes. It's phenomenal.
I
Yeah.
saw that. Yes, that was amazing as well. Oh, very cool.
He's definitely one of the bigger inspirations that I have as far as a DJ goes. And he's such a great person. I know a lot of good DJs.
Yeah.
I know a lot of bad DJs. I don't mean like talent-wise. I mean
No.
personality. You know, some people
they
get in their head.
A little arrogant.
Yeah, but it's like that's kind of like some people they don't understand that. I think that's the social media for you. You know, you do one thing and then you're like,
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of opportunities when you do that. I try not. I mean, listen, there's things that I won't do or I can't do, but I try to like put the ego aside.
Yeah.
For the most part.
So now that the Alamo is closed, what do you do to kind of like shut the noise out?
Come over here, smoke cigars, work on music, really. It's kind of too cold out to take walks, but sometimes I like to take walks.
Yeah.
Do the things that you typically wouldn't think a DJ would do. Like I think a lot of DJs, this goes for a lot of DJs and people in the industry, like when I'm driving home, well I used to, I guess when clubs were open, it's 4:30 in the morning, and like it's just silence in the car, you know? Yeah.
Right.
And just trying to like relax, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. What else you want to talk to me about? Anything that we didn't touch on?
Oh, we touched on. This is going great. We touched on a lot.
I feel like, I don't know. You want to just talk to me?
Yeah, let's see. So if I'm giving any advice to people that want to like start their own business or my advice, like I said, like probably 20 million times, do what you love because that's the most important thing, and you also will wake up. And it's a hustle and grind. Like that's why I'm coming out with this documentary because I want people to see like the ins and outs of what, it's kind of just setting me up. It's like if you didn't know me and you just watched this documentary, the first one's gonna be about childhood, but the second and third and fourth is all gonna get more current. You'll see like how my life kind of changes with the DJing and all that. It's just an inside look of like the good, the bad, the ugly. Not ugly, nothing crazy, but just the things that like drama or the bullshit people deal with, and just kind of everything wrapped up in one. And I think that people need that because so many people show like all the sunflowers and sunshines and rainbows and all the great like amazing blue skies, but they don't see when it's thundering or there's a twister out.
The hustle
every day.
Were you shy as a child?
A little bit, but not really.
No, because I mean, you had the acting and all that stuff, yeah.
I was like a class clown, but I guess I want to touch on this in the documentary, but yeah, I was definitely bullied a lot as a kid. And I think that kind of instilled a lot of confidence, even though I don't know how that happens. But yeah, it's like, I think there was, when I was younger at least, I always wanted to like prove people wrong.
Yeah,
with the DJing thing.
So right now you're here, you're rocking and rolling in your career. Have any of those bullies reached out to you? Like have you ever had somebody that like
all the time.
Scumbanned you and now they're like, hey Ryan, you're my guy now?
Yeah, all the time. I'm the type of person. I just kind of take it with a grain of salt and just brush it off. It's like, listen, everyone goes through things in their life, and like that was the thing in elementary school or middle school. People just bullying people, and it's like. Now, people do seem like, oh wow, look at that. And I'm just, what's the point to like be negative with negative.
Agreed. Have they asked you for favors, like to hook you up?
Oh yeah. That's I don't do that though.
No, you're like, no, I'm good.
I'm not gonna be mean, but I'm also not gonna be like give, you know.
Yeah, no.
I don't need to give them any favors. They need to give me favors.
Yeah, but low key, did you get a little satisfaction being like, no, I'm good?
I think that there was, you know, again, I'll touch on a lot of this in the documentary, but I think there was a teacher when I was growing up in elementary school, and she was the hardest on me. I really don't think she was a big fan of boys anyway. She just really liked girls for whatever reason that was.
Yeah.
People that were really book smart.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, I can't really play correct. I wasn't the smartest person when it comes to school, right? So I guess she just didn't like that, and I was outside of the principal's office, outside of her classroom, in the hallway, like so much.
Mm-hmm.
This was the time where we were changing principals. There was like a vice principal that was like kind of became the principal, and she just saw me every day like, what are you doing? And she's like, you know, I went there, she's like, you're not a bad kid, like I don't know what's going on there, and I was like, whatever. And now I look back, and there was teachers that said, you're not gonna make it in life, like you're going down the wrong path, you're hanging out with the wrong people, whatever that might be. We're talking about elementary school, you know, and even middle school. So I think that was a little bit of a push, kind of. Not like I'm trying to prove things to people, but I think it's interesting to see how time plays out.
But I think that it's your career is outside of the traditional
path of
right, you know, school, go to school, go to college, and then you're, like I like to call us creatives, you know,
it is.
Finding something that's appeals to us.
Right.
So.
And most people, you know, it's not a typical thing, so that's why.
Okay.
That's why they can't.
Yeah.
They can't get it, you know.
All right. Well, I thank you a million times over for sitting with me and letting me get to know you and picking your brain.
This was great.
It was
This was literally
so
just like
great.
a conversation. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I appreciate you. And yeah, that's it. We're wrapping up now. Bye.
It's great.